Hello. Welcome to Tolu Sharia. It's a bit of an update, right? The suspect in Charlie Kirk's murder, Tyler James Robinson, showed up in court for the first time, and of course via webcast, and he was motionless. As the judge asked him certain questions, I think he has a nine-count charge. He was motionless. Take a watch.
Polling case 251403576, State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Robinson. I'm Judge Graf. Mr. Scortis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. You're probably already aware of my presence or why I'm here, but if not, I am not entering an appearance. I'm not counsel on this case. I'm working with the county to get counsel assigned, but we need you to allow for the appointment of counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Scortis. I want to go through the qualifications
Absolutely.
For indigency, but that is my intent, Mr. Scortis.
Very well.
And I thank you for being here. So, Mr. Robinson, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with the filing of their appearance of counsel, the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications under Rule 8 and under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option. I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your rights against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights. Mr. Robinson, at this time, you will remain in custody without bail. Mr. Scortis, is there any other points that you wish to address?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the state.
Yes, Your Honor. Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees, Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case. I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with Your Honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, Your Honor, and sign that.
Thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk. Is there any other business that we need to address today, counsel?
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray. So that should be in the court's file. Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Grunander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time. Thank you. Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or pursuant to Utah Code 76.3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, and that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm.
You are witnessing here our ABC News Live coverage. This is the first appearance in court, virtually you can see, which is how they do it. In this particular jurisdiction, Tyler James Robinson, the suspect, charged with aggravated murder among the 7 counts revealed late this afternoon. The judge is now reading those counts to the suspect. He nodded his head, understanding that the charges would be read to him. He was told he can have representation. The county attorney saying Robinson will face those 7 charges, including aggravated murder, obstruction of justice, and witness tampering.
It was so motionless, and I really hope that this changes a lot, because again, I'm beginning to think how this would have affected the mental health of people around. For example, we listen to some of the counts, some of the charges, minors there, who witness the action, some of them will probably be traumatized, and I really hope that they find the help that they need, during this period. I really hope that these kids, these younger ones, these minors are brought together and, they are helped through that phase, because, there's something that is often said that when you hear the sound of a gun shot, then it's not targeted at you, right? But then that sound can continue to reverberate in your brains, and anytime you hear any sound, it could trigger anxiety, panic attacks, and the host of other things. I really hope the court hearing resumes, I think, on the 29th, if I heard correctly, and I think that is when the real prosecution and defense would begin. The counts have been read, the charges have been read out to him. Now it's for his defense attorneys to put things together. But I see a lot around Charlie, online, and people saying he's racist and the likes. Or some saying there's a Christian martyr. My thought is it was more of a political martyr than a Christian martyr. Yes, I know that people say that the U.S. Constitution is built on the Christian Bible, right? But that's a country where you have not just Christians, you have Muslims, and other religious circles. And so in the end, there must be that clear sense of this is political and this is religious, right? And a whole lot of matters around immigration, abortion, and sometimes making things like the black people are taking the spot of the white people, right? It's sad and does not justify his killing at all, right? I'm just saying that in the end, this was politically motivated because people had issues with his political views, make America great again, and because of that, this has to go, that has to go, and things like that. And it does not justify his killing at all, right? But I find Christian folks around trying to make it seem like, oh, he was killed for his faith and the host of other things. No, I don't think he was killed for his faith. I think he was killed for his views tied to his political leanings. And I do really hope that Erica and the children find some peace, and that justice indeed is served to the killer. And that's the thing, right? I mean, that's a worry when he talked about empathy, about this disbelief in empathy and all of that. And it's painful because we need empathy. We need empathy in the world.